three types of dates, right? Thank God there's no more nostalgia pandering. This is gonna be so much fun. What's going on, YouTube? Winning Image here. After bringing you guys my top 5 first impressions for Cardfight Vanguard Overdress. So after getting off a pretty hype stream with my buddies Echo, Naru Samurai, and Top Deck Heroes, which you could see in the description below, I thought it would be nice if I kind of just not overreact, take a day to think about all the news, and just give my own thoughts and what I'm most excited for. But most importantly, I want to hear from you. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're most excited for with Cardfight Vanguard Overdress, and maybe it's the same as mine, or you guys have your own opinions. It's all very exciting for Cardfight Vanguard. So without further ado, let's hop into this list. So starting off at number 5, I'm really excited for the 5 nations. Yeah, pretty excited for that. So when they threw up the nation graphic on the screen, you know, like all the start decks, I'll put it on right now. It really got me thinking on how I'm gonna build my decks for this. And there's really only 3 ways I could look at it, like 3 types of dates, right? So you have your full love, you know, like your anniversary dates, because this is the 10th anniversary for Vanguard. You know, I've been playing Royal Paladin, I've been playing Nova Grappler. So this is our Keter Sanctuary, and this is our Brant Gate. And then we have our, you know, first dates. You know, I flirted with these for a while. I don't know if I'm going to go full in or not out. Could be good, could be bad. That is Dragonic Empire, and that is Dark State because of Kagero and Gear Chronicle. And then we have the blind date, which I literally don't know anything about, and it could be good, could be bad. I honestly have no clue. I'm gonna Stokia. I've played Aquaforce, I've played Grand Blue, I've played Mega Colony, I've played not Great Nature. Shoot, I forgot what the other one was. New Nectar. There you go. But I haven't played Great Nature yet, and the theme that they showed is mainly Great Nature, and it really doesn't catch my eye yet. So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about the 5 nations, and I'm really excited for them. I think it's going to open a lot of creative deck building going forward, especially if they print more cards for this format, to where like you could play mixed archetypes and all whatnot, and we'll talk about the right deck later. But going hand in hand, this is number 4, and that is the art style on new units. So looking at the new art, what they showed, it looks very detailed, very beautiful, and has very clear aesthetics, especially for Brant Gate. You know, being able to distinguish like the more female type units and the big dragons. There's some cool stuff for everyone, essentially. I really like the Dragonic Empire Phoenix personally, and the Apex Ruler for Keter Sanctuary. It looks a lot like Goblet and Samuel put together, if you know those G units from back in Vanguard G. Thank God there's no more nostalgia pandering. That's what V-Series was about. After I got my main boss cards, I was just like, I'm done with this. That's why I really found Dragonic Waterfall very appealing, because I've never played it. And I tried to get into the Sharamon stuff. I really didn't try hard enough, in my opinion. But yeah, I really like that stuff, and I'm just glad to see new units. And with like kind of the art style that they're taking, they still retain some of the clan identity that players have affinity for, with kind of the art style and direction that they're taking with some of the units. So they're still like, even though clan identity like is a big thing, even though the card doesn't say straight up Royal Paladin on it, it still carries a lot of the design elements and art style. So if you're a fan of those decks, you could still get into this, which is really nice. And at only $4 a trial deck, there's no reason for you guys not to try it out. All right, number 3. 3 tournament formats. Oh man, standard, V Premium, Premium. This is gonna be so much fun. What I'm most excited for about is to see all the different players, once of course the current situation ends, head out to a tournament again for the first time. You know, it's going to be super exciting, because I think with more tournaments coming about, there's going to be more players, potentially even more teams coming about, which is really exciting. And as a part of Team Triple Sleeve, there might be new members, there might be a new team that could be challenged for the whole thing. I also think that this is a great opportunity for players who essentially, if Bushiroad decides to have 2 tournaments on a day, make an actual conversation on why you picked one event over the other, like depending on who's there, like the amount of hours you play testing you did. So I think that there's a lot of like room for this game to grow from a competitive aspect in that sense with these 3 formats. Now, even though people think that V Premium and Premium will be assimilated into one day, I think that we should give it a chance until we see how the full tournament structure is going to be, because when tournaments are back, it's going to be a race. And there's going to be 3 world champions too. Just think about that. And then coming in at number 2, this goes kind of hand in hand with competitive as well. One of the biggest problems in Cardfight Vanguard was solved, and that was misgrading. although this is only for current standard, which will be all the D cards, you're able to ride essentially every turn. And like as I mentioned before, creative deck building is going to get more valuable. I think that order cards are going to be making a big comeback, especially with kind of like the design that they have to work with in this. And Overdress is just going to go crazy at one point, making all the deck slots that you essentially don't have to ride into that much more valuable to play order cards. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they handle this and how players handle building their decks in terms of like what order cards come out, should they make any, how deck ratios, because let's be real here, some decks only need to ride grade 3 once in the V era to win the game. If that kind of stays the same in D format, I don't see the reason to play more grade 3s depending on the style of deck, or to potentially more grade 1s or potentially more grade 2s, or cut a little bit of each to make room for orders or more cards that you would find useful in other grades. All I know is that it's gonna solve a lot of things, and if it was in regular premium, I would have just played it with Zazan and that would have been insane. Or V Premium Majesty Lord Blaster, ride MLB once and then play a bunch of like tech options to ensure that I always have some strong attackers on rear guard. But yeah, that's it for that. The number one thing that I'm most excited for, it's probably gonna shock you guys, is the anime. I don't know why, like, I'm not really a big anime watcher. I watch a lot of reality TV and a lot of dramas. I don't watch as much anime as I think I should, weirdly enough. The last anime that I watched that was ongoing was Cardfight Vanguard and I stopped at around episode 10. I kind of just skimmed through the rest here and there whenever it came out. But what really intrigued me about this is kind of like the dark element that Overdress, the trailer, kind of carried with it. The carousel when it lit up was cool. The kind of like dark tone that they've kind of established just through the trailer with like the dark lit scenes all plays a role to kind of how like they're setting the setting and all that. What I really like is that the Cardfight Vanguard anime is known, especially to start in a new era, to be very grounded. And when the fantasy elements come, the stakes get ramped up. What I like is that they're starting off the fantasy elements right away, and I think it's because of the new director, the Shadowverse guy, I forgot his name. I think there's a lot of untapped potential for the storytelling after the synopsis that they brought up, so I'm definitely excited to just check it out, and you guys best believe that if it's good, I want to talk about it. So yeah, that's the anime. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this list. I want to hear from you guys now. What are you guys most excited for Cardfight Vanguard Overdress? There's a lot to be excited about if you love Cardfight Vanguard, and you guys all know that it's going to be super fun when we finally get the cards in the English and Japanese sides. So without further ado, I want to thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.